19th.
You're watching 8 News Now at 6.
Well, humans are one step closer to living on Mars thanks to work being done in the Nevada desert.
In fact, this morning, scientists from NASA and his partners provided an update on experiments that they're conducting on involving actually space reactors. It's a technology that could make it possible for people to live and maybe even thrive in hostile environments, including the moon and maybe Mars.
George Knapp of the RI team first told us about this technology back in 2016. He's here with the latest. George?
Yeah, you know, space reactors are not new. The U.S. launched one back in the 60s. Russia has tried since then to develop several. Atomic power was also harnessed here in Nevada to power a rocket that could carry humans to the stars. For this new program, what's called the Kilopower Reactor, NASA and its partners went back to the basics. They wanted something small, safe, and simple. And the tests done so far indicate they're on the right track.
Whether that's to, say, the icy moons of Jupiter or Saturn, something like Enceladus or Titan, or to actually provide power on Mars to make
When Los
fuel,
Alamos nuclear
oxygen
scientist
safe
Pat
for
McClure
return.
first told us about the vast potential of a simple but revolutionary reactor, one that sort of looks like a high-tech fire plug, we wondered if he might be getting ahead of himself. But 15 months later, he was back in Las Vegas, this time joined by colleagues from NASA and other partners, and they're all on the same page.
I really think we're at a break point in terms of having a capability now to allow crews to survive and flourish on planetary surfaces. And Kilopower is that technology.
Kilopower is the name of a compact fission reactor capable of generating up to 10 kilowatts of electricity, enough to allow humans to survive on the stark surface of the moon. It could power habitats and rovers or entire grids to allow for mining operations, or break down frozen water into hydrogen for fuel and oxygen for breathing.
Bad news, it involves me digging up the radioisotope thermoelectric generator.
In the hit movie The Martian, stranded astronaut Matt Damon scrounged around and made use of whatever technology he could find to stay alive. But relying on solar generators, as in the film, would be risky because Martian dust storms can blot out the sun for weeks or months. The Kilopower generator, nicknamed Krusty after the clown in TV's The Simpsons, was delivered to a classified facility inside the Nevada National Security Site back in September and has already passed its first test, nicknamed Duff. And yes, that name is also lifted from The Simpsons, a reference that isn't entirely inappropriate.
Only Duff fills your Q zone with pure beer goodness.
It has a solid metal block of fuel that we fission that produces heat.
Unlike many NASA projects, Krusty has a small budget, relies on existing technology and a fuel source already produced. Using the Nevada facility also saved money, and Nevada personnel are among the most experienced in the world when it comes to nuclear tech.
So I'm a believer that we're destined to be a two-planet species someday.
Steve Jerzik of NASA thinks that demonstrating the technology makes it more likely that plans already drawn up for missions to the moon and Mars will get the green light sooner rather than later.
Those architectures require systems, in-space transportation systems, landing systems, as well as surface systems. So we have to get there, we have to land there, and we have to live on the surface and come back. In order to enable those systems, we need to develop technologies like Kilopower. Without those technologies, human exploration will not be safe or affordable.
The team plans to conduct a full power test of the reactor by the end of March. It's being done at a highly secure facility known as the DAF. We'll let you know how it goes. Also, we tried to find out who on this team is a big fan of The Simpsons. The answer might be all of them. We have additional links and resources on our website if you want to learn more about Krusty.
Thank you, George. Soon we might be talking about the weather on Mars.
I hope so. Obviously, it's colder on Mars.
Just going to say, that'd be tough to forecast tonight.
Yeah, that's true.